Hey guys, what is up? Fake Nukin Records here, back again with another video. Today we're going to do my top 25 albums of 2021. As you can see, there's kind of a bolt thrower band-aid up here. Sorry, it's opposite on my camera if I'm looking at myself. My other flag fell, so kind of don't mind that. It probably looks like shit, but I just figured I'd throw it up so it wouldn't be a big-ass blank wall there. Yeah, so let's get into it, starting at number 25. So we're going to start with Humanity's Last Breath, Valde, I believe is how you pronounce the album. This album blows your ears out. It's damn heavy. I usually try and stay away from deathcore overall, but that album kind of fucking kills, not going to lie. Next up, number 24, how about Cosmograph? I think it's Rattrapante? Another great album from one of the most underrated prog masters, in my opinion. But honestly, this one didn't live up to me as much as the past few albums. Still, really, really kicks ass, but just it's not as good as some of the past few, like I just said. 23, how about a newer band to me, Wolf King. The album's going to be The Path of the Wrath. Or Path of Wrath, not The Path of the Wrath. Definitely one of my favorite discoveries of this year, and it really kicked ass, and I really want to see how this band goes from here. 22, how about Chemis or Chemis? I don't know how you say it. Deceiver. It feels a little softer than the previous releases, and I know a lot of fans didn't like it as much for that, but personally, it didn't rub me the wrong way at all. I actually really enjoyed. It's coming in at my number 22. Really good. How about number 21, Styx, Crash of the Crown? I love their last album so much. I really did enjoy this album too, but it really kind of felt short. Not short as in the length overall, but kind of short as in the songs were kind of not that long, actually. I think very few of the songs actually came in over 3 minutes, if even under 4 minutes. Most songs came under 4 minutes. Good album though, enjoyable songs. Can't really go wrong with that. Next up, how about at number 20, Tribulation's new album, Where Gloom Becomes Sound. Wasn't really as heavy as I wanted, but I really enjoyed the melody of the album, and still enjoyable for me. Pretty similar to the Chemis, but not too bad. Next up, number 19. I know this is on a lot of black metal fans' number ones. How about Stormruler, Under the Burning Eclipse? It sounds classic as it gets, to be honest. It was really hard for me not to put this closer to the top, but my main criticism of this album is the amount of instrumental interludes, which is kind of, I feel like, a bit extreme for black metal personally, but still really, really enjoyable. How about next up at 18? How about Abiotics Ikagi? It's brutal, heavy, fucking awesome album with great instrumental and a kind of cool Asian flair. Like, it's got a little bit of that what you think of as in like traditional Japanese instruments. Kind of a cool little mix of everything. Awesome cover. There's been some fucking awesome covers this year. Really enjoyable. That's all I gotta say about that. How about number 17, Thalkandra, Dying Wish? Another very classic black metal sounding album, which I very much enjoy, especially because the mix wasn't really overly trying too hard to be garagey. Also, Stormruler has that same thing going for it, but this one, maybe it's because it pulled me in later is why I'm thinking of it higher now, but honestly, I think you could probably interchange Stormruler with this, and I still wouldn't have a problem with it being my list. Next up, how about 16, 1914, Where Fear and Weapons Meet? I see these guys getting a lot of hate for, I don't know, for being like a bad war metal group. I don't understand personally. I'm not big into war metal personally overall though. Like Sabaton doesn't really do it for me and that kind of stuff. But these guys really kick ass, I think, and really melodic, heavy. I don't really think they deserve a hate, but Hal, if you got a reason, post in the comments below. Next up, number 15, Eldovar, kind of a combination of Elder and Cadaver. And the album is A Story of Darkness and Light. It's a really great mix of stoner, psych, prog. That kind of pushes away further from the doom roots, but still great nonetheless. And I find it really enjoyable, comfortable just sitting around the house kind of album. That, it's not going to, be too crazy to anybody. But, like I said, bit of a difference from their roots. Not as heavy, but still kicks ass. Number 14, how about the Deer Hunter, the Indigo Child? Honestly, an album I didn't really dig that much when I first heard it, but really over time it's really kind of come over me, and that the title track, really, really love that, and instrumental is really enjoyable for me. Another just chill album. Can't go wrong with it. Yep. Number 13, how about Everships, The Uncrowned King Part 1? Kind of an album that teleports you back to the 70s great classic prog sound, while also still being unique in itself. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is just a Yes clone, this is just a Genesis clone, this is just a King Crimson clone. No, none of that. It's still unique, but it's amazing. Really, really good. Well done. Very, very tasteful. And honestly, I can't wait for part 2. Number 12, another prog. Great. The Neil Morse Band, Innocent Danger. I mean, another epic album. Come on. Fucking Neil Morse Band. Neil Morse overall. Great shit. I mean, features a fucking 30-minute epic and almost 20-minute epic. I mean, every song's almost 7 minutes long. There's like a few, I think 2 songs that are like under 5 minutes. It's really, really good shit. And honestly, to me, it's amazing that Neil and Portnoy had so much time on their hands, because we might be getting to another album by them a little later on. Excuse me there. Next up, how about number 11, Times of Grace, Songs of Loss and Separation. An album I thought would be higher on my list personally. But as the end of the year hit, banger after banger. I mean, this album has some songs I listen to constantly. Medusa, Burden of Belief. A lot of the songs on there are really, really good, but just has less rotation than it originally did when I first listened to it. Next up, at number 10, now in the top 10, BT Bam, Colors 2, Between the Buried and Me, of course. Goodness, it's an amazing sequel to the amazing first album in the, I guess I don't know what you call them, a duo of albums. It really does harken back to that kind of epicness of the first album. I don't think it's as good as the first album. I mean, it's hard to top a masterpiece, but I think it's really, really entertaining and really, really good. How about next up, number 9, In Mourning, The Bleeding Veil. I think it's honestly more of a black metal sounding album compared to their others, in my opinion, but the doom and gloom shows through. Overall, a great release, and I think the kind of black metal esqueness to me really helps push it along even more, to be honest. Next up at number 8, how about Evergrey, Escape the Phoenix? I mean, all I'd say, they made Labrie sound good, and the whole album is fucking killer. I mean, it's really good, heavy, melodic, kind of like power metal-y. I mean, it's what you want. It's, if you like Symphony X, it's all in that vein. Great band. That kicks ass. Next up, how about at number 7, Imperialist, Zenith, an album I've been waiting for since first hearing their album, Cypher, which personally made them already one of my favorite modern black metal bands, if not one of my favorite black metal bands of all time. And this album does not disappoint. It's really, really enjoyable. Definitely the top, I'd say the top black metal, pure black metal album on this list here. Great stuff. Go check it out if you haven't heard of Imperialist. They're pretty small. Really, really good, though. How about number 6? Going back to Neil Morse, Mike Portnoy. How about Transatlantic, The Absolute Universe, Forevermore? I went with the longer, more extended version, just because I think it's a more complete version. Not to say the other one's not complete. It's also really good. This is one I just have more experience with. But I mean, it's Transatlantic. Do I need to really say more? To be honest. Great instrumental. Really, really enjoyable. A long album. Doesn't get you bored, though. It's not like, oh, man, I got to take a break from this. This is a fucking long-ass album that I'm not going to enjoy. No, this is really good. You're going to be enjoying the whole time you're listening to it. Next up, how about number 5? I think it's Rivers of, I want to say Nihil, but I don't know. I don't know how it's pronounced exactly. I'm not going to lie. Or is it Nile? I don't know. Nihil? I don't know. But the album's The Work. Probably one of the best releases from them to date. Really expansive album showing all their skills. I mean, you got soft, you got jazzy, you got heavy. I mean, you have everything you need for a perfect kind of like, I don't know if you want to say tech death, prog death. Really good, awesome album. Can't really go wrong with it. And that's into our number 5 there. How about number 4? We got Helloween, self-titled. This is a modern power metal masterpiece. I mean, of course, it's the best album from them in years. I mean, not that those aren't good albums, but this is the best in years. It can go head-to-head with their classics. I mean, the band being fully united kind of made me scared at first, honestly. I was going to be like, oh, man, this is going to be short-lived. I don't even know if we're going to get a full album, or if we get a full album, it's going to be a cluster of, like, different ideas and shit like that. But no. They came out with a bang. One of the best albums of the year, of course. And awesome cover, too. But yeah, amazing album. If you haven't checked it out, listen to that shit. One of the best Halloween albums all time, probably. I mean, it's up there with the Keeper albums. So, what can I say? Next up at number 3, album I didn't honestly think was going to be here when I first listened to it and first was getting into it. But Trivium's In the Court of the Dragon. I mean, the album grew on me more and more every time I listened to it. If you want my thoughts on it, though, go check out my review. Same with Times of Grace album. Go check those out. And next up, how about at number 2, Swallow the Sun, Moonflowers. I really thought this was going to be my number 1. And then this other album came in and swooped it and snatched it right back. Great concert. I actually saw them not too long ago. It's a really bleak album that brings the band to another level, in my personal opinion. It's got all the heavy melodic elements that you want with no compromise. And before we get into number 1, we do some honorable mentions. So let's go. Start with the one person who released 2 albums. How about Devin Townsend's Snuggles and the Puzzle? Really, really good instrumental albums. Really chill. Personally, I can put it in my top 25 because they're not the most interesting Devin Townsend albums to me. But we got a new one coming up. Hopefully that kicks ass. Next up, how about Gojira's Fortitude? Album I didn't really listen to. I own it. I'm not a huge Gojira fan, but from the songs I've heard and a little video that me and my friend are going to do soon where we actually swap playlists. He's got some songs on there from it. Really, really entertaining. Actually enjoyed it a lot. So I'm going to have to check it out more. But I really thought I see so much praise for it. I had to throw it on my honorable mentions list. Next up, how about Stormkeep's Tales of Other Time? Really, really good. Another black metal. I mean, great stuff. Can't really go wrong with it. But, yeah, just didn't make my top 25. Next up, a great doom stoner metal band, Apostle of Solitude. Until Darkness Is Gone. Another great doom album, whatever. Just like I said, didn't make my cut. So, still great album. I'll check it out if you like doom. And then last up, Black Label Society, Doom Crew Inc. This is like right on the cusp of being up there. It might even be up there after a few more weeks of listening. I don't know. It did come out pretty recently. Had less than a month to listen to it. But there are some other albums on here that I probably had less than a month to listen to as well. Kind of just, I don't want to say sadly fell out of the list because I still enjoyed it a lot. I'm really enjoying it now. As you can see, like all the way back there, that's actually a copy I got from the concerts I saw. I saw them with Obituary and Prong. Great concert. They kicked ass. And yeah, that's going to be it for my honorable mentions. Now back to my number one. How about, gosh, I'm going to probably fuck up this, as I always do. How about Thy Catafalques Vadak? I hope I got that right. I hope I'm not sounding like horrible. Probably am, but it is what it is. But let's get into this. I mean, it spreads across a vast sea of genres, kind of never settling anywhere. And I kind of believe that prog metal is the only way to describe it, because it lacks the possibility of like calling solely any other genre. I think prog is kind of a genre that's got so much intertwined that, I mean, it's really all you can call it. I don't think it can be anything else. But I mean, you got really catchy, you got really heavy, you got electronic, you got like black metal-y, kind of anything you'd want on this album. If you haven't checked it out, I really suggest checking it out, especially if you're a prog fan, black metal fan, death metal fan, just instrumental fan overall. I mean, it's great stuff. Really kicks ass. But yeah, that's going to be my 2021 top 25 albums. Let me go through them one more time for you, just in case. Humanity's Last Breath Valde at number 25. 24, Cosmograph Retropante. Wolf Kings, The Path of Wrath. Chemist, Deceiver. Styx, Crash of the Crown. Tribulation, Where Gloom Becomes Sound. Storm Ruler, Under the Burning Eclipse. Abiotic, Ikagi. Thulkandra, A Dying Wish. 1914, Where Fear and Weapons Meet. Eldovar, A Story of Darkness and Light. The Deer Hunter, The Indigo Child. Evership, The Uncrowned King, Part 1. Neil Morse Band, Instant Danger. Times of Grace, Songs of Loss and Separation. Between the Bird and Me, Colors 2. In Mourning, The Bleeding Veil. Evergrey, Escape of the Phoenix. Imperialist, Zenith. Transatlantic, The Absolute Universe. Forevermore. Rivers of Nihil. The Work. Halloween, self-titled. Trivium and the Court of the Dragon. Swallow the Sun, Moonflowers, and Thy Catafalque Vadak. Alright, that's it for this video, guys. Have a happy holidays and enjoy the rest of your year.